Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with FC Groningen in Holland. I'm starting off this episode a little bit different to normal because I don't really want to show you what's happened. I want to go through it step by step because there's a lot of things that have gone on, not just in our matches. The last episode did end with this 3-1 defeat against AZ Den Haag, which was not a very good result for us, but luckily other matches like the final game here kind of went our way. In the next match, we went to play VVV Venlo, and we ended up winning this one 3-2. Only just though, Dino Hotic with a goal for us. Veldwijk also gets 2 before half-time, so we were 3-0 up just before half-time. Cullen, who I believe is a West Ham youth player, and Jordan Hugill, who is also from West Ham. I think VVV Venlo have a deal with West Ham. 3 points there. Next up, no games that really involve us, but Vitesse beating Excelsior means Excelsior are kind of further away. Vitesse do get 3 points, so it pushes them closer into the fight. PSV drawing 0-0 with Heerenveen, a good result for us. Willem II beating AZ Den Haag 3-1, also a good result for us. Then the next day, Feyenoord lose 1-0 to relegation battlers Heracles, which again is a result that goes well in our favour. Problem is, we then go and draw with NAC. Michael Cruisance with the goal. Sadiq, whoever he is, scored the goal for NAC, but that was a game we should have won. Next up, another match of interest is VVV Venlo beating Vitesse 2-0. Good result for us once again. And the next day, there were some pretty tough matches for the teams up in the top half of the table. Ajax beating AZ Den Haag. Expected, but a very good result again. Feyenoord beating PSV, which obviously means that Feyenoord get some points, but it also means PSV are essentially out of it at this point. Then the next week, PSV again dropping points. This time a 0-0 draw against FC Utrecht. Vitesse then lose to Ajax as well. Feyenoord lose to NAC. All three of those results were massively important for us, because we slipped up against FC Twente. We lost 3-1. Mahi with the goals for us, Boa with 2 and Leindl also with a goal. We were not very good in this game. Other matches that also went on which were important. Sparta beating ADO Den Haag 2-1. For some reason, we're still second place in the table. The next week of fixtures, again, ADO Den Haag dropping 3 points, this time to NAC. Excelsior drawing with VVV Venlo as well. PSV do pick up a victory here, but they might be too far gone at this point. And then earlier on today, we end up beating PEC Zwolle 6-4. We destroyed them in the first half. We were 5-0 up at half-time. Dino Hotic, Lars Veldwijk, Kasper Larsen and Tom van Weert with 2 goals made it 5-0 at half-time. Into the second half, Ondan with a goal on 46 minutes. Nijland then gets himself a hat-trick to make it... I was going to say to make it 5-4. It didn't make it 5-4 because Dino Hotic scored before Nijland gets his third goal, making it 6-4. We were lucky. We've now got a couple of important fixtures here. Ajax vs Heerenveen, probably not important. Vitesse Utrecht is going to be an important game. So is Feyenoord and AZ Alkmaar. Looking at the table, it's pretty good reading for us. We are sat quite comfortably, I'd say, in second place. We're a long way off Ajax, who are top of the table. We are 5 points? Yeah, that's 5 points. We're 5 points clear of second place PSV. If Vitesse manage to beat FC Utrecht, they will get themselves 45 points, so they're a little bit closer. If Feyenoord manage to beat AZ Alkmaar, they'll be on 43 points, so they'll also be 5 points off the pace. Well, the rest of the matches have been played for the day. Interestingly, Ajax dropped points to Heerenveen. I think Heerenveen are too far off the pace to really make a difference, but it means we could possibly, maybe at some point, if Ajax lose the rest of all of their games for the rest of the season, we could catch them. Utrecht do lose to Vitesse, so it means Vitesse are now a lot closer. Feyenoord also beating AZ Alkmaar 4-0, which means Feyenoord are a lot closer. It's still very tight up there. I think ADO Den Haag and Excelsior are kind of out of it now. Join me in a second when we have our first match of the episode, which is against AZ Alkmaar, who obviously have just lost 4-0 to Feyenoord. So they're either going to look to destroy us to get one back, or they're weak and we can destroy them. Hello and welcome back. Before we get into the details about the AZ Alkmaar game, there have been a couple of games that have also played that do kind of affect us. First up, PSV. I'm not sure who they played. I want to say Heerenveen. They ended up beating them, so PSV now just 2 points behind us. Vitesse, they played Heracles, who can only be described as the Giant Killers because they lost 1-0 to Heracles. Somehow they're still 17th. I don't know how, because they seem to just keep winning. Mid-table AZ Alkmaar are our opponents for this episode. They have got 9 wins, 9 draws, and 9 defeats. So you can't predict it, and our form is somewhat inconsistent. Starting lineup-wise, we are moving back to the standard 4-4-2 because I've realised we don't do well away. So I'm thinking if we play 4-4-2 standard, we might be a little bit more defensive. That's my plan anyway. So we're going to go with in goal is going to be Sergio Pat because we don't really have a second goalkeeper. Completely didn't mention it at all at the start of the season. Kevin Begoy got himself injured, broken leg. I did mention that. He then retired immediately. So we've had Jan Hoekstra sat on the bench, who is never really going to play a game for us. Back four is Zifweek on the right, Warmadan on the left-hand side. Kasper Larsson is going to partner Samir Memisevic in the middle. Memisevic has come in because Mike Tawarik has been injured for a couple of games. He's on the bench. I don't really want to risk him. Midfield quartet, Mahi on the right-hand side, Dino Hotic on the left-hand side, Croissants is the advanced playmaker, and Janino Bakuna has just returned from his injury, so he's going to get a start. And the strike force for this game is going to be Tom van Weert and Lars Veldwijk, who are the two strikers that we always pick, because between them they've got a total of, 25 goals? Mainly from Veldwijk, but Van Weert's still got 9. Just for completeness, Franco Lopez, he's injured for 4 to 7 weeks because he's broken his ribs. Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta has played a total of 1 game and then damaged his kneecap, so he's out for 2 to 4 weeks as well. Since he has come into the side, Michael Croissants, the French midfielder, has been a revelation. He hasn't scored a huge amount of goals. I think he's got 2 goals, but he's been so influential in a lot of our matches. I'm hoping at the end of the season I can sign Michael Croissants, or at least get him on loan for another year, because I can't imagine Borussia Mönchengladbach are going to be playing him week in, week out, whereas we probably will. I think this is a bit of a risk playing Janino Bakuna because he has been injured. He's been injured for about 2 months, so this is the first time we've seen him in a very long time, and it's not exactly the easiest game. 15 minutes in, there's been a total of 2 shots, both of them for AZ Alkmaar, neither of them on target. It's not really looking like an exciting game so far. First highlight of the game just before the half-hour mark. Weghorst doesn't win the header, Larsson does. Svensson gets it back though. It's not Morten Weghorst, is it? Because he's going to be about 65 years old. Plays the ball forward. Memisevic gets in there first. It's Concrete Ron again, isn't it? Concrete Ron running back into his own penalty area. What is he going to do? This is risky for him. Over the halfway line, it's not even Weghorst, it's Weghorst. Some of these names are confusing. I'm glad I'm not AZ Alkmaar. Van Weert running it along the line. He's got Van Veldwijk. It's not Van. There's no Van there. Words, goals. We've scored. We're 1-0 up. I am clearly not warmed up for this recording session, so I'm screwing up most of everyone's names. I think I even screwed that bit up. Another highlight shortly after the goal. Zifweek on the ball. Mahi. Mahi's got Van Weert forward. That was a terrible pass by Mahi. Nicks in though, Veldwijk does. Croissants forward to Van Weert. Van Weert's taken it out wide. He's gone for goal. It wasn't a very good effort. It's still 1-0. Corner for Croissants to take. Larsson's there. Kasper Larsson's effort is just wide or over or both. It didn't go in. It is going to be 1-0 at half-time. It's not been a particularly action-packed half. We've had a total of 3 shots. One of them has gone in, but we are leading. Apparently Dino Hotic is not playing very well. Do I bring him off? Because I could bring on... Yes, you know what? It's a risk. So Warmadam is going further upfield. Joel van Knife is going to come on in left back. He got dropped because he was apparently he was playing really bad. So I went, you know what, assistant manager Peter Hoekstra, I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to drop him. Van Knife with a free kick, 48 minutes. He's gone for goal. He's put it right down the middle. Bizot, terrible goalkeeping, but Joel van Knife has been on the pitch for 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe, and he has made it 2-0 to FC Groningen. 4 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. Wow, we've had 5 and 3 now. Damn, I was hoping we'd take another shot and it would go in. Corner for Alkmaar, it's cleared. Labyad, edge of the area, had a go. He's hit it just wide. Are they called Alkmaar? Is that kind of like their short name? I mean, their AZ is pretty short. Just over an hour played. Sergio Pat on the ball. AZ have done all of their substitutions, so they're either throwing all their dice, or they're trying to not concede too many more goals. Mahi's one-on-one with the keeper. It's a save. Zeefuik's going to get it back. No, he's not. I think, tactically, they are staying the same shape. So, we are also going to stay the same shape. Bakuna is going to come off for Gregor Breinberg. He's not a ball-winning midfielder, but he kind of needs to be. That'll do. Just one sub. 15 minutes left to play. I think we've kind of got lucky with this result. They've had many, many more shots than us, but they haven't had anywhere near as many on target. 10 minutes left to go. Veldwijk is going to come off. Joel Donald, who has just come back from an injury, is going to come on. He's going to get a few minutes as a target man, which normally means he's going to score. Van Knife with the throw. Joel Donald. Warmerdam. Van Knife again. Cruisance. Warmerdam again. These three passing it around. Breinberg. Joel Donald gets it, facing away from goal. Been tackled by Concrete Wrong. And Musuona, he's had a go. What a tackle that is from Larsen. Labyad gets it back. It's just wide. Still 2-0. Another highlight. The match is not over. Svensson's effort is cleared. Some of these names. These aren't names of humans. These are just letters mashed into a keyboard. Kleiber? Pad makes a sound. The AZ player has an effort. They've got a corner. Nope. Vejinovic gets sure. Labyad, I can say that. That was fairly easy, although it's probably not pronounced like that. Plays into Svensson. I can do that one as well. Donald doesn't get there. Fine. That wasn't a highlight. Nothing happened. 40 seconds left to play of injury time. Sergio Pat's goal kick over the halfway line. Mahi gets the ball from Tom Van Weert. Through ball forward. Not going to get there. Concrete Ron back to Bizot, who's really been kind of at fault for, well, definitely for one of the goals. We've nicked the ball there. Warmerdam tries to play it forward to Donald. Donald doesn't get there. Vejinovic, Suit Jeans, Masuona, stop trying to pronounce them. Just end the match. There's 3 seconds left to play. And it looks like, I thought they were going to have a goal then. It is a 2-0 victory against AZ Alkmaar. That is a very good, very, very good victory, I think, considering they were all over us for most of the game. The league table then after that game looks pretty decent reading. We are now 5 points clear once again of PSV and 6 points clear of Vitesse. If Feyenoord win, they will still only be 5 points behind us. So we've got a decent bit of breathing room. Up next, however, we do have Ajax. So it might go badly. It might disappear, that breathing room. We are not quite at the Ajax game just yet. A couple of bits of news have just taken place. So if you look on the left-hand side at the league table, it does seem like, was it PSV or Feyenoord? Someone, whoever it was, won their game. So there's now 2 points who are 5 points. 2 points? 2 teams. Words, Stuart. 2 teams that are 5 points behind us. There is obviously Vitesse 6 points behind us. And Excelsior too far away really to worry about. We've also got these lads that have turned up. I haven't had a look at any of these players yet, so we're going to go through some of them. I'm going to go up to probably Jerry Groninger. That's considering you play for Groningen, that's a ridiculous name. Gregory De Vos is the highest potential, apparently, according to this. He looks like a decent player. He could probably get a couple of games for me now. So I'm very happy if he gets better as a footballer, which I assume he probably will. Bellarmino Fortes is the next one on the list. He has low determination and he's unambitious, so we might need to get some tutoring done for him. But as a footballer, mentally, he's not too bad. Technically, he could do with some work. He's 5 foot. He's 5 foot and he weighs 7 stone. This is not a human. This is actually just a large dog. Next up is 6 foot centre-back Irvin Agustin. Looks not too bad. Mentally, he's alright. Aerially, he's alright. Physically, needs a bit of work for a centre-back. Got some time, got a bit of determination, got decent teamwork as well, which is always handy. I like the look of him. He's only 17, so he's got a year before we can really even play him. Tim Dos Santos, ball-winning midfielder, although I'm not quite sure. He's 6'2". He's a big lad, 16 years of age. His main stats are his speed. He's very quick. For a 16-year-old, acceleration is 14. So, I mean, I'm quite happy with him. He looks like he could be a decent player. Probably won't get any games for a year or so, but we'll keep an eye on Tim. Another Tim, this time is Tim Boone, right-sided midfielder. Decent free kicks, decent first touch, decent determination. Everything else kind of lacking. Might Might need to get some very heavy training done on this guy in order to get him to reach his potential. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. Dwight Martins, 15-year-old right back, who, I will tell you this now, we've only got one right back, and that is Zeefuik, and he's not ours, and he'll be going back at the end of the season. So Dwight Martins might actually get some games sooner rather than later. He's not that good. If you actually look at him, mentally, he's got some decent stats. Bravery's high. Teamwork's pretty high. Teamwork is very high. Work rate's pretty decent. Acceleration's not too bad. However, as a general footballer, he's not that great at the moment. The final player we'll take a look at then is Jerry Groninger, the goalkeeper. He's 6 foot. He actually doesn't look too bad. I quite like the look of Jerry. His main role is a sweeper keeper, which I'm not quite sure about. First touch is particularly low for a sweeper keeper. 11 handling, 14 reflexes, 12 rushing out, 14 tendency to punch. Decent player. He's got a lot of pace as well for a goalkeeper, which is quite strange. So that is the intake from the youth team this season. I'm going to try and invest heavily in the youth team because if you see my other playthroughs, you'll realise that that's kind of how I play Football Manager. It's mainly about developing youth players. It's not let's throw £150 million and sign Neymar. It's let's throw £2 million and sign this 14-year-old Angolan central midfielder and hope he turns into a world beater. Probably not the most successful way of playing Football Manager, but it's the way I find the most fun. Now, this game is big for 2 reasons. Firstly, it is Ajax, and they are top of the table. A victory here for us will mean that we're a little bit closer. We're not going to be, obviously, close enough to really catch them, but we'll be, We'll be on 54, they'll be on 62. Quick maths in my head. That is 8 points difference. It's still 3 wins and 3 defeats for them away, so it's unlikely to happen. A win for Ajax, however, will probably mean that they will be crowned champions, and it will also mean that PSV and Vitesse have the chance to actually catch us up by the time we end up, by the next match, actually. The starting lineup we're going to go for then against Ajax is as follows. It's going to be the same starting 11, same formation, that's the word. Sergio Pat in goal. Zeefuik against his parent club is the right back. Warmerdam keeps his place at left back. Larson and Tawirik are the 2 central defenders. Tawirik has returned from his injury just in time for probably one of the biggest games of the season. Midfield of Dino Hotic on the left, Mimoun Mahi on the right-hand side, Croissants and Bakuna are the 2 central midfielders. Veldwijk partners Joel Donald up front because, let's scroll down again, we'll do it again. Tom van Weert has picked up an injury, 6 days to 3 weeks, he's got a groin strain. Also, Gregor Breinberg is on international duty with Aruba, just in the middle of the season, which I think is a bit unfair. A fancy defensive formation for Ajax, which probably means it's not very defensive at all. Team talk was alright, I guess. If that's all we can do. Now, realistically, I'm expecting to not win this game. I'm expecting to lose this game, which will close the gap between us, PSV and Vitesse. But we are still ahead. We are still ahead of everyone. Hold on, Warmerdam. Croissants with the ball. Plays it inside. Veldwijk has a go. Hotic has a go. Mahi. Joel Donald is at an effort. It's just over the bar. Look at that packed stadium as well. That has to be a sellout. Throw on for Ajax, Kasper Dolberg, Ziyech, Tagliafico, I think. Ziyech again, forward to Dolberg, doesn't get it. Zeefuik nips in. Veldwijk on the halfway line. Plays out to Dino Hotic, who I think's been a decent signing. What has he done there? He's played it all the way across to Mahi, who's not going to get there. Was that the whole highlight? I don't think that can't be the whole highlight. The goalkeeper's got it in his hands, drops it, kicks it way over the halfway line. Dolberg doesn't win the header, Tawirik does. Ziyech, Shona, Van de Beek, ball forward, Zeefuik nicks in, Croissants with a header, Bakuna's not going to bother going for it, Shona. Bakuna has 2 players to really keep an eye on at the moment, Zeefuik's not there, what am I saying about? This is Ziyech, Dolberg again, Van den Beek, and it's in, Kasper Dolberg. Of course it was going to be Kasper Dolberg, he's considered a wonder kid. 30 minutes in and we've had literally nothing going on. At the moment I say that, Ajax get a flurry of shots, but they're not actually highlights. It looks like we're going to go into the half-time break at 1-0 down with very little action going on. It is 1-0 at half-time and so far just the 8 shots and 3 on target across both sides. We're mixing it up. We're going to move to the attack in 4-2-4. It's probably going to end badly. Throw on for Ajax first. Highlight of the second half. Veldwijk gets in there first. Joel Donald's not going to get there. Joel Veltman for Ajax plays it back. Vavro plays in the middle. Schöne. Veltman forward to Ziyech. Ziyech is... Bakuna's come through the back of him, but Dolberg gets the ball. Hotic nicks in. Croissants. Veldwijk on the halfway line. Over to Joel Donald. Mahi's making up some ground behind him. Donald takes it out wide. Crosses it in. Veldwijk's there. And Lars Veldwijk gets his 18th, maybe, goal of the season against Ajax. Makes it 1 apiece. Stay this way. I'll take a point. Hotic with the corner. It's gone to Tawairik. Larsson's there. I'll take 3 points. Thank you very much. Since we've changed the formation, we are getting a lot of chances. Tawairik's there again with... What's happened? What's actually happened? We're 3-1 up. 3 goals in the space of 7 minutes in the second half has turned this game on its head. Can we get another corner? Another corner would be great because we seem to be doing really good from them. Tagliafico with a free kick for Ajax. Ziyech takes out wide, crossed in. Huntelaar's there. Larsson gets it clear. Croissants isn't going to get there. Sinkgraven. Ziyech. Dolberg, edge of the area, spins, has a go. Rifled it into the back of the net. It's 3-2. Now, what do I go defensive? Do I shut up shop? I mean, I'm not going to straight away because I'm stubborn and I don't like change. Mahi gets the ball. That is not Emerson Hindman, is it? Ziyech, Dolberg. Dolberg plays out to Daily Sinkgraven. First time cross. Huntelaar's there. Heads it over the bar. Unmarked. For a player like Klaas Jan Huntelaar, that should have gone in. Veltman with a throw for Ajax. 70 minutes. Huntelaar gets the ball. Veltman again. First time cross. Dolberg's there. Hit the bar. Cleared. Mahi can get it cleared even further. This is nervy. Very, very nervy. Right, what can I do? Joel Donald, get off. We're going 5 at the back. It's probably not a good idea. What can you actually play as a... Maybe... Don't go 5 at the back. Just kind of sit in front. As a defence midfielder on support. Veldwijk move into the middle. 73rd minute, Sergio Pat's free kick over the halfway line. Bakuna's not going to get there. Mahi does. Got a bit of space, finds Bakuna. Bakuna's only got Veldwijk in the middle. Zifuik takes it out, or doesn't take it out wide. The ball was played out wide. Veldwijk's in the area, finds Dino Hotic. Dino Hotic has made it 4-2 against the champions-elect Ajax at home. I can't remember the name of our ground. Nordlies, maybe? Possibly. We're 4-2 up. Hotic with the free kick. Mahi, edge of the area. Is it going to be 5? Goes for goal, puts it in the bottom corner, and it is 5-2 against Ajax. What's happened? Where is this coming from? Are they playing like a really bad side? Lamprou I've never really heard of. Vavro I've never heard of either. Tagliafico I have heard of, but I don't think he's a centre-back. 5 minutes left of normal time to play. I'm going to waste some time here. I mean, I feel like we've probably won. But I'm going to waste some time. Bakuna's going to come off. He's had a good game. We're going to bring on Jesper Drost, who we'll swap you two over because you might be a little bit better. That'll do for now. Jesper Drost, by the way, been injured for most of the season, so he'll probably come on and get injured again. Just over 2 minutes of injury time to play. Tagliafico, as now part of a back 4. I think they started off as a back 3. Dolberg ball forward. This man, Casiera, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Sergio Pat comes out, claims the ball. 2 minutes left to play. Hopefully, well, they're not going to score 3 goals in 2 minutes, are they? Although I'm always a bit nervous. Van Beek, Casiera, Dolberg again, who has scored an absolute cracker so far this game, but that's really all he's done. I think we've nullified him quite well. This is his hat-trick, isn't it? Save from Sergio Pat. Highlight is still going on. Veldwijk wins the header. Tagliafico's gone and got himself injured, which means they're now down to 10 men as well. Corner for Croissants. Front post. Vavro gets it clear. Mahi forward to Tawairik. Wairik's been tackled. Doesn't matter. It is a 5-2 victory against the champions-elect in Ajax, and I'm in shock. There it is, 5-2. The next piece of news I do not like the look of. Lars Veldwijk injured. 3 days. Good. That's not too bad. I don't think I can underestimate how important that match result was. That was a game where I expected to lose it. Because we've now picked up 3 points. Not only did we get 3 points, we battered Ajax in the end. Yes, yeah, let's ignore the fact that Kasper Dolberg did score twice. We put 5 goals past Ajax. we're still nowhere near really catching them up. It's 8 points they need to drop and we need to pick up, but we are still 5 points clear of PSV, 6 points clear of Vitesse. Feyenoord have a game in hand. They're playing later on today. I'll sim forward in a second just to see the result of that one. But oh my word, we might actually qualify for the Champions League. I don't want to say it too loud, just in case it doesn't happen. So the Feyenoord game has taken place and they did beat Excelsior 2-0. Does mean that they've also moved up into third place now, still 5 points behind us. I genuinely think Champions League could be a possibility. There are only 5 games left of the season. What I'm going to do next episode will be the final 3 games of the season. So I'm going to play Heerenveen and I'm going to play Roda JC off camera, and we will return for Utrecht, Excelsior, and possibly a second place deciding game against PSV Eindhoven. I really hope it isn't, though. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2018 with FC Groningen. 2 victories, 1 against Ajax. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you for the final episode of the 2017-2018 season.